any collaborative or competitive thinking, they can make their decisions clearly. They engage in group thinking and the thoughts will be clear. And every topic they are working on their studying, it will be clear. Because everybody's thoughts will be engaged and they can make decisions clearly.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Manoj. I am doing my PhD. Group discussion, collabing and
मैं खाया रे ले लिया
कौन सा फिल्टर डालेंगे?
आओ तुम लोग आओ
And come to the cons first. The false statements and the false news is spread very widely in these days. As we can see that we are people and everyone will also only believe in false first. Nobody cares about that. So it will be better if the false statements and the false news should not spread much and should not encourage that kind of thing. And come to the also the celebrities and also there are many things for the celebrities and stars who are the popular people. As we can see, there is many of the controversies about these things. So
answer for that. So whomsoever that they agree that genuine answer and also that whomsoever that answer is excellent answer, we are giving and according to that we are going to give you prizes. So that you have 5 minutes preparation time, so that afterwards that you can come and speak for that 5 minutes. For 5 questions that you have to take only 5 minutes for each question, 1 minutes only.
I'm currently in my 3rd year of BTech in Computer Science and Engineering from the C section, and I'm here to talk about the 5 questions which are given to me. And the first question is, how do you handle failure? And I would say failure is the criteria which takes you to the peaks of your career. Like failure is at most necessary as much as the success. As failure is what helps you learn from your mistakes and just excel in your future. And I would say what is the feeling of getting just successful without any failure? Because hitting the rock bottom when you are not good in your career or when not good in your thoughts, and rising from the rock bottom to the success is what is the real feeling of success. And I would say I handle this failure by analyzing my mistakes and thinking where I did wrong, and I just try to not do the mistakes which I have done in the past. And next, how do you manage stress in the workplace? And I would say this is the question which everybody needs to talk. As we are just students, we are current in our college, in our classrooms. I think there is a necessity to learn about workplace or work culture, which in the future you will be going to jobs or you will be to the corporates where you need to handle your situations where there are many of clumsiness or many of the situations where you need to work on. And managing stress in the workplace is the main situation where you need to handle it. And I would say I would handle my stress in 2 ways. I believe stress is caused by two means. One is the external means and one is the internal means. First I will talk how to control the external means. Like if you just go to the cabin or if you just go to the place of yours, and if you just organize it in a certain way that whenever you go into the cabin, things should be felt like aesthetically pleased so that your mind won't get stressed. I think this is a psychological factor where keeping your surroundings neat would play an important role to handle your stress. And another thing is the internal stress, which is the control of your mind. And this is the main stress where every people, not only the workplace or not only the students, everybody in the person faces the stress in their mind. And we need to take control of the mind so that we would be able to handle whatever situation it might be. And you need to get habituated to handle the stress such a way that even you are in any of the situation, you would be able to handle this. And next, what makes a good team player? A player is not the one only who wins for the team. A player is the one who takes along the whole team and wins for them. It need not be matter that he scored the goal, but he scored the runs, but he scored the points for the team. It's the player who taking all of them, understanding each of the players, understanding each of fellow mates, and taking along them is the person, like is the qualities which makes a good team player. And I believe you being a good team player you just have to put your selfishness aside, have to put your personal achievements aside, and have to take your team along with yourself so that you'll be a good team player. And what would you do if the project is not going as planned? And this, I would say, I follow a technique where not only the project or not only planning, if you want to do a plan, or if you want to do a project, or if you want to do an assignment, and you are just running out of time, or you don't know what's happening, you are just in a turmoil of situation, I would say segregate it in a three parts of the situation. Where I would say the first thing is out of hand and you just can't control it, and you just even if you put your whole time and you just can't do it, I would say just leave that out. And another situation is the most necessary and the most easiest. I would say first concentrate on the most easiest part and just try to complete in as easy as possible, and next concentrate on what the actual main summary or main plan of the project is, and then work on it. And in this way, I would say at least if you are out of the situation, or if you are out of the control of the situation, you can just control at least 80% of the project. And next, what's the best piece of advice you ever listened? This is the last question, which I would say this is kind of a quote. The current present is your future. If you just think about it, it's not just a single line. The current present is your future. So being present, just not think about the future. If you just think about the future, you'll just lose what in the present. If you just think about it, if you are in a situation, if you are in the current present, like if you're thinking about the future, you're even losing the time of your being in the present. I mean, that's it's a good piece of advice which I received from my dad actually. From then onwards, I'm just thinking about the present. I'm just thinking what I'm going to do in the present, not thinking about the future. And this, by saying this quote, I would like to end this. Just think about the present, not the future. Thank you.
So now I'll be going to answer the 5 questions that I've given. The first question is that describe a time when you had to manage multiple projects at once. So when there are multiple projects, what I'll do is I'll prioritize. I'll make a plan in such a way that, so based on the priority, I'll be dividing them. I mean, if a project takes 3 hours, then I'll put it in first. And if a project will be done in 1 hour in that way, then I'll make it the last. Because the major projects will take much more time, and we will not be having any experience, right? So we have to talk with people who have done that project, and the managing a very big project and a major project is not just a simple thing. So when there are multiple projects, I'll prioritize, I'll make a plan, and I'll work on it. And the second one is that how do you think you can contribute to our team? So teamwork is really important, and I love doing teamwork. So we have to divide work in such a way that, so whoever are good in that whoever are good in that platform, so we have to give that work to them. I mean, so that if at all, for example, if we take this event, so there are 2 girls who are very good in communication, so they would answer. So if we divide our work in such a way, then it will be really helpful. So yes, whoever knows that, they have to do. Otherwise, we have to put more time on it. Third one is that what book has had the biggest impact on your life? So actually, I read a book called, I did not complete it. So Amma Diary lo Koli Pejilu. You might be knowing it. So before that, I thought that actually I did not recognize what my mom is doing. I was like, that is her responsibility and she's working hard. But later when I really read that book, so I was like, I want to know what difficulty she has faced, what difficulty she is facing, and what hard work she is doing, and how she is contributing her time and energy to us. So then I started loving my mom. I got to know many things about being patient and all. So I learned many things from that. And the fourth one is that how do you encourage teamwork and collaboration? So I do encourage. So if for example, actually there are my school juniors which whoever are in touch with me, so I will be like, I'll be telling them what I face, and I'll always remind them about like they should not be like me. So I do encourage people, and from my experiences, whatever I like, I'll be telling them. And the fifth one is that how do you adapt your communication style to different people? So communication is not a barrier, you know. If at all your intentions are very pure, then you can communicate in
any language. I mean, so I have friends from North, so I can communicate in Hindi and English as well. So communication is not a problem. Your intentions has to be good. That's it. Thank you.
My name is Varundev. I am from Department and I am studying in GNIT Institute of Technology. So I would like to tell about the 5 questions that are given to me. My first question is how to build relationships with clients. I think building relationships with client are like in 3 ways. Like he should have trust, confidence, as well as the honesty. As long as we can talk honestly, and there is a basic communication of honesty as well as trust. We can win the client. So if he has the confidence, he is giving confidence to us that okay, we are qualified to work for it. So we can win the client with a high priority with. And one other thing about is honesty. If you are speaking honestly about your result and your expectation to the client, he can understand your intention, how are you going to work about it. So I would like to say the main thing is about is honesty, relation, confidence as well as trust. And my second question is, do you prefer multitasking or focus on one task at a time? So I think there are basically 2 situations at a workplace. Suddenly there will be a huge workload and sometimes there will be less workload. So according to it, if there is a huge workload, you have to definitely work at a multitasking, or else it can't be completed in a specific time management. And for it, one time at a task, the workload is low and we can do a specific task in a good manner as well as in a huge productive manner. It is better to work at one task at a time. And my third question is, if you could change one thing about the workplace, what would be? I think the main thing about workplace will be, I would like to change is quality. If there is good environment in the company, it will be way better to communicate with everyone. There will be basic level of decency and there will be honesty between it. So there will be no huge pressure between each other members, and they can gain trust between, and there will be coordination between them. So there will be coordination between the projects as well as the work will be completed in a nice manner with a productive manner, as well as there will be happiness in the workplace. So there will be no huge pressure at your mind okay, how it will be, how it is going to be if I not complete, how it is going to affect me. If there is a positive environment in the company, it will be huge helpful to the community who are working in the workplace. And my fourth is, what step do you take to avoid mistakes at the work? I think everyone makes mistakes at the work. So there are basically many ways to avoid it. So my first suggestion is to avoid mistakes at the work is, if you are getting accused suddenly different problem, or else the problem which we are not unable to handle, it is better to ask someone who is more experienced than you. If they are willing to guide you and how are you going to manage the situation, it depends on it. So if you are okay, I can't do it, if you are going to already getting into the conclusion okay, I will be able to do it, it will be way off to it. So if you are having a good guidance, so it will be way better. And second to avoid mistake is communication. If you are communicating with everyone about okay, I am facing this problem, do you have a suggestion to it? So if you are taking suggestion from everyone, then will be okay. At one corner of the mind, okay, you will get confused. Okay, if I do this part, okay, I can do this today at a very low level of mistakes. So I think if there is a good communication as well as willing to take guidance from the seniors and don't take your okay, I can do it alone. It is all about teamwork. If there is a teamwork in the workplace, you can avoid huge mistakes as well as it will be way better to make it in a productive manner. And my fifth question is, how do you handle communication in a high pressure situation? So I think in high pressure situation, the basic thing we can do about is keep calmness. If you are in a high, how are you going to suddenly a problem come and you are panicking it will become a way off to okay, how I am going to do it. There's so many thoughts will be there. So it is better to keep calm okay, my problem is okay, I will just let me think about it in 1 minute. Okay, now I am calm, I will be able to do it. So if you are in a calm management, it will be able to handle high pressure. And one another thing about it, like if you suddenly take a decision, okay, I want to do this, okay, I am fully right. So it will become like a pressure point, like okay, if you throw a word at another person, you can't take it back. So it is better to keep your priority and order, and what are you going to be doing that day? Same task. And another thing about it, like making like okay, plans about it, okay, 3 or 4 steps, okay, like I'm going to do this part at first, I'm going to do this part. If we are going in a part-wise decision, we will be able to handle presented workspace. Thank you.
First question is, tell me about a time you took initiative. The first time I took initiative is during 10th class. In my school there used to be a lot of trees, and at the rainy time, due to rain, it used to smell so much. Due to the smell, it used to be very problem for the students to passing. So I just took initiative to clean those surroundings and formed a committee to clean the surroundings. The second question is, how I manage stress in workplace. Stress is very common in workplace. I majorly believe 2 things, that sharing worries with others is a bad thing, and taking help from others is also a not bad thing. When I am having stress, I will just share my problems with the manager and take break. And I will say that, sir, I can't perform very well during stress. So just give me a break so that I can buckle up myself for better performance. Third question is, how I handle miscommunication in a team. If there are a group of people, then mistakes will happen and miscommunication is normal to occur. At the time, I will just handle miscommunication by just solving the misunderstanding between those people and try to tell them some more or less that miscommunication is very common and mistakes will happen, but we have to just prevent those miscommunications in future to stop. Fourth question is, about a time I had to step up as a leader. During 9th class, I had to take a leadership to organize an event in my school. At that time, it was a sports event. To conduct the sports event, it was district level. To conduct the event, I took a leadership to conduct the event, and I went to all classes and took initiative that everyone should come and perform and take a major part in because it is our organization to attend. So I took a leadership at that time. And last question is, how have you handling pressure? In pressure, there will be 2 cases. One case is under pressure, and second case is preventing pressure. And under pressure is very common. If I am under pressure, then I will just take a 1 minute gap, and at that meanwhile during that time, I will just calm myself and think what to do to stop this load. And second case is preventing pressure. To prevent pressure, I will just manage my workload at a time. I won't load up my workload so that I won't be having any pressure. Thank you.
I just want to ask you how you want to handle your success. You get excited and you will not work again, or you just keep on going on what you want to do on yourself. See, I think success must not be a full stop to everybody. It must be like commas, right? Being the faculty is success. Keeping a tea stall is success. Making a good profit in your business is success. Being with your friends or family is also a type of success, right? In my opinion, success are like successful trains or stations which you are going. In a journey, there are many stations which you get dropped at, right? We can come to one station and another, but I think we didn't want to stop till our destination reaches, right? So success also plays a major role on how you are doing your work. So my second question is, how do you manage stress in your workplace? See, I think stress is a psychological factor which calms your mind or numbs your mind. It goes in both dependable and independent manner also. See, if you are working for non-stop for 8 hours or 6 hours and you are not sleeping and you are not keeping yourself, then it's a kind of stress. And also at the same time, you are feeling nervous in one time and you are feeling confident another time is also a type of stress. So if you want to ask, I want to answer how do you manage stress in workplace? There are 2 main factors. The first factor is within myself and within external pressure. See, within myself means I can move on with any stress person, right? See, if you are very good at playing something in an external field like sports and anything, you can go with that. If if you're very good at indoor sports, those are the most biggest stress busters to yourselves. See, I think most of you are playing indoor games, right? Indoor games are also one of the best stress busters. That's why many offices and companies keep indoor sports and all, like chess and all, if you want to ask me, then I am very good at chess, so I will play chess so that I can decrease my stress in the workplace. And the second one is the extra thing is just if you are so stressed in your workplace, then chilling with your friends also it's a type of stress buster, right? So in these two ways, I always manage my stress so that I can keep up myself. And stress also comes with the large amount of time you are spending in one work is also stress. That is why we prepare for one exam, we get stressed. But if you are very light about this exam, one exam, or if you are concentrating on various fields, then it's not that much stress, right? So, repetition is very important in stress process. If you are studying for 1 hour and if you are keeping a 5 minutes break, then it's a very good thing. You will not get so much stress in your workplace also. And the third one is how do you approach giving a feedback to your colleagues? So, my third question is how do you approach giving feedback to your colleagues? See, just now, I think you have done a very good job in speeches and all. I just congratulated my friend, Mr. and the others also, because they were very good, fantastic job. Even I was there when they are speaking also, that is the main thing. And if you're asking me about feedback, the first thing is I will not get excited or I get even excited about my office work. That you have done a very good job and you have done a very high-rated job like that. So that kind of stuff is never good for an employer or colleague, anyone. Even for a student or a teacher also, because if you are making, if you are lifting them so much high that they are unable to, search for their grounds, then it's very difficult for them also to get better. So, in my opinion, giving feedback must be like a touch and go like that. One time touch, that's it. If you are giving most compliments to others, then they will get high and they will never concentrate on your work. Even as a leader also, you have also observed anyone, even if a colleague or an employee, if he is working very hard, the manager won't appreciate that much because he loses the own tendency and is losing his interest in his work. Yeah, but it's also motivating for him, but the motivation is no longer because he don't think that he is the only one and he can do anything. That thing is very uncertain and it is not good for the employee or my colleague also. So, fourth question is, what leadership qualities do you admire the most? See, leadership quality is nothing but being friendly with each other or guiding each other. The most important thing in leadership is being calm and being pleasant. You can stick away surroundings, see everybody is talking and no one is listening to each other, right? But the person who is calm and listening, he can echo so much knowledge about the things which you have given, right? So, if I want to say that a leadership quality is being calm and pleasant is also one of the best things. And another quality is guiding each other is very good, but extreme motivation is not that good. I think you all will watch cricket, right? So, if you're watching cricket, there are many captains who are very good at the old fields. See, I mean, you know Virat Kohli, right? He's very good at test cricket, but he's very weak at ODI and T20 formats. See, leadership is always, it's about a block of statement. Like, see, a group of if there are 5 members or 5 people working with each other, you have to select one leader from them so that they can guide everyone in the group, not because of the other group also. Right? If we can handle this whole group, then it's very good.